What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pilot Episode Podcast. This is our Landman episode of the week. So, in this one, we're going to be going over season 2, episode 3. A little more action in this one, a lot more stuff going on, really from the jump. It
A
was
lot
a
more
really good.
questions, I think is how I would label it. A lot more questions created.
Mm-hmm. I think it kind of piggybacked off of episode 2 with Tommy kind of digging into, the Cooper's new business partner, and then also trying to figure out where the money's at, all this stuff. It was a it kind of put a big bow on episode 2 to me. Now, granted, we still don't have our Ariana. That is her name, correct? I'm not, yes.
Mhm.
Our Ariana and Cooper, because we did not see very much of Cooper in this episode.
Yeah, she's a bartender now, though.
Boy, that was good.
Also, I get what you're saying with kind of putting a bow on episode 2, but also I feel like there's more questions because we got nothing on what's happening with Cooper. We know, Tommy told him no more drilling. He's like, Dad, we're on house money now. That was about the only 30 seconds we got. We know Cammy is absolutely fucking breaking. Just breaking.
I don't know if y'all called it, but at the end of the episode, when she is just breaking down, like you said, crying, I don't know if y'all might have seen the metaphor that I seen with the wolves and coyotes howling, kind of like the wolves are closing in type scenarios, kind of what I picked up from that. I don't know if that's what they meant by it, but I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah. This episode gave us a lot of people breaking, though, when you really think about it. The whole gas leak situation with Boss and Dale. Boss is breaking. We don't know if he's going to, 10 toes down, feet strapped to the bicycle on this, or is this like where we get Boss off the field here? He's not going to do that kind of work anymore. There's a lot of ways that can go. Dale holds it together and comes home and grabs a beer. But, he said it. You can only cheat death so many times. So we got a lot of people breaking. We got somebody that should be married to a millionaire or dating a millionaire becoming a bartender. And, for basically oil workers. And we don't know how. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that created such a phenomenal scene.
It was a great scene. Like with her losing her shit, it was awesome. And still kept her job. So, it was really cool.
Old buddy told her that he had a couple more hundreds if he could take her home, and she like, do I look like a fucking hooker to you? And just
broke his nose.
Yeah.
And still got the money.
Yeah.
They're setting up a lot of ways this could go. Like, are we going to see Tommy, like Cammy, sell out and Tommy working with Cooper and this guy? I don't know, man. There's so many ways. I'll tell you what it feels like to me, and y'all can correct me if you're wrong, if you think I'm wrong. In Sons, in the very middle of Sons, Taylor Sheridan here, there was this very pivotal moment with where the club was going to go, and with Clay being president and everything, when they decided to start running drugs versus not running drugs. They didn't know if they wanted to get in bed with the cartel. I feel like we're setting up the same exact situation in a very different format. Actually, it's not even that different. This guy's an investor, but if it makes money, it makes sense. That's kind of what this guy does. Cammy seemed to take to him pretty well. And, like I said, we could talk about what ifs all we want. My biggest takeaway outside of that is Angela from this episode is fat shit. Roll your turds into little balls, eat crayons, crazy.
Oh, yeah. Cammy even has the line when they're at dinner, and she's like this all the time. And he's like, this is my life, sweetheart. And she's like, I understand why you smoke now.
Yeah. I think he said, this is my cartoon.
That was one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. Angela did have a one-liner, Perk, though, and you may have it wrote down because I know you pick up on this stuff pretty well. But when they asked if she wanted to go in and see the house, she said, is a frog's ass watertight? And just like that. And that's a good one. I'm going to use that. Y'all are going to hear that more. It's too good not to be repeated daily.
Yeah. Overall, I really liked the episode. Like, I really thought we were going to lose Dale. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought he was about to pull that crap.
And keep in mind, we know Taylor Sheridan will kill a big-time player on the show. He'll kill the shit out of him.
Right. I was going to bring up too. I was talking with Drew a little bit earlier about it. I saw a report that this episode saw a 37% decrease in streams and stuff. Like people did not come back after episode 2, which
No,
sucks because they didn't get through. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's what
But
I was telling you earlier. That's kind of my takeaway from it was because episode 2 was a little light, and that's why you may not have retained the viewership.
But like after you've seen episode 3, what Perk's getting at, I don't feel like episode 2 was that light because we have so many different ways and so many questions now. You got to watch the full thing to see the full picture.
Now you know that, but going in you didn't. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Perk. My bad.
Right. Also, too, I've been looking at the Reddit because I've been on Reddit all day because of the other podcast, and I just so happened to think to look up if there were opinions on Landman on Reddit, and there actually is a Landman Reddit where they talk about each individual episode as they happen. And on this one, there's a lot of criticism about how realistic the gas leak situation was and all that stuff from people that actually work in oil fields. And I saw a lot of people talking about how they physically work in oil fields and they like this show so much because of how accurate they've been to this point. But they said now with this event, the writing's starting to get a little iffy on. They're kind of dramatizing it more and they're losing some people because of that. But also, nobody likes Ariana. Nobody likes Angela. Like this,
and
like
I don't get that.
Yeah, it's a cesspool in that Reddit.
The thing about ridiculous. Those two, like, they're such pivotal parts of the show. I'll get to that in a second. But the thing that stood out right there, where you were talking about the gas and it was in the air or whatever, and how unrealistic it was to the common folk, people like me who have no idea how the oil fields work. I thought that was something very serious. It was actually probably realistic. I had no idea. So it was a really crazy scene for me, but I can see how for someone who works that life, lives that life, does, feel a certain type of way about it. But I thought it was something where like, damn, this is dangerous every way you go about it.
And it's not so much that it wasn't dangerous. Like that stuff does happen, but they have those monitors on them, and they said that they would have been going off way before it got to the point to where it would knock somebody out or kill them.
Yeah.
So
wind shifted.
I think it was like
wind shifted. Damn it.
I think it was like 500 parts per million or something like that will knock a human out, and 1,000 will kill you or whatever. But it like you say with them not being able to take it seriously because they notice the things that are wrong with it. It's kind of like I was watching Welcome to Derry, which is a new TV show, and it's a really small scene. A kid gets on the drum kit and starts playing it, and I automatically, because I'm a musician, I was like, that kid don't actually know how to play drums. Like stuff like that happens.
You should see me watch All American.
That shows football is awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, like you can't take it too serious. Ariana, like, have I loved her the entire season and very little bit in the second season? No. Has she made some questionable decisions? Yeah, maybe. Been through some shit. Don't hate the character though. You got to have it. You got to have it in there. Like everything can't go perfect. Everybody can't live. We're not going to watch people live a normal life, go to the oil fields, work 60 hours, get a paycheck, and live their everyday life. Nobody wants to watch that shit.
Well, she's a young girl whose husband just died. We don't know how people react like that. People react in different ways. Like,
well, and shit's got to play out. And 2 seasons from now, she may be our favorite fucking character.
Angela is one of my favorite characters. I still don't understand
the Angela and Ansley hate. Like I'm with Perk on this. Everything I read, they're 2 of the first names that come up. Like they're terrible. The only thing I'll say about the 3 main women, Cammy's in that category. I guess the 4 main women. She's obviously going to be a bigger role. I wish they wouldn't have done 3 A names like we have all talked about.
Boy, it gets tough.
That is my only knock on the show. Outside of that, I think they're so damn good at it. Like Angela still kills the slutty captain of the cheerleading squad. Like we had 2 blowjob scenes in an hour-long episode.
I'm gonna finish that blowjob I started this morning.
Yeah. Snow cone, not ice cream, or whatever he said. Like
popsicle, not a snow cone.
Yes, that's what it was. Watch him damn teeth.
Yeah,
I thought about getting a
I
popsicle for
was
the episode.
I was
I
gonna
definitely
bring up the one person that defended Ariana was kind of like, with the way they built her character, she needs to have this arc because people are complaining about her going to be a bartender when she's got $1 million and all this stuff. And the one defense was the woman was like, look, she's with her character arc, she's not supposed to be okay with just staying at home and depending on somebody. Like,
Yeah.
And she even told
she's
Cooper.
not. Yeah, like
She even told Cooper she's not taking the money.
yeah, and her defense was she needs this independent woman part of her life to grow into being okay with being with Cooper if it comes back around to that.
That's fair. We know in the last episode when she told him, "I just need this house. I don't want all this money. You need to. This is your dream, not mine." I think they're setting it up perfect. Like with her being a hard ass. I mean, she broke a dude's nose at the bar. That's what you expect out of who she is.
She's gonna lose her shit. She's gonna lose her shit some more, and it's gonna somehow lead back to Cooper. It's so obvious, Like she's gonna lose her shit. It's gonna lead her back to Cooper. She may even hit Cooper. Fuck, I don't know.
Well,
But
at some point, he's gonna have to tell her, "Hey, shut up, bitch." But I mean, we'll get there when we get there.
I know, Neil, you brought up if it was Jax and Tara. To me, it feels more like Monica and Kate, or is that her name? Monica and Casey in Yellowstone is what it feels more like.
yes. Wait.
Okay. You switched shows on me. It's not Monica though.
Yeah.
You talking about Rip?
Is that?
No, Casey.
No.
It is Monica.
Oh no, you're talking about the other. Oh yeah, Casey. Okay, so all right, Perk. Yes and no, because I do hate her. She does piss me off. Like she caused a lot of problems for Casey. If she would have just shut up and went and sat in the fucking living room, he wouldn't have had to deal with some shit he had to deal with. Now, if you're thinking this is where we get with Ariana and Cooper's relationship going forward, you may be nailing it right now.
It is very possible.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that relationship.
But could this be a Jackson Wendy type relationship where we play her completely out for a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, it could go a lot of ways, man. Like I said, that's why these last two episodes, regardless of what anybody says, it hadn't been crazy packed, but it's built this show up for another whole season in my mind. Because if we just answered the few questions we're talking about, you're getting 4 episodes out of each question.
Very true. He does a great job. Taylor Sheridan does a great job building episodes, building into a season. Like it's a marathon, not a sprint. And he gets you there, and it works out all in the end. Where if you do decide to go back and binge watch this thing, which I am most certainly going to have to do, because I would like watching it week to week is awesome. It's great. You anticipation, it's everything. But I will have to rewatch this season at one time to get the full effect.
It's different when you watch it all at once.
To me, this kind of show is better for binge watching than a show that is just fireworks every single episode. Like I wear out on that. I really do. I love a show with a story that makes you think and be like, where is this going? Versus just, hey, we're just going to go blow something up or something for 23 minutes and then we'll have another one.
Yeah, you got to have a chance to laugh, cry, and think. It can't just be shoot 'em up, bang, bang all the time. Like you got to mix in all the other emotions. I think what Taylor Sheridan does the best is, we can talk about all his different shows, and we have already on here how it's comparable. The branch out ability, no matter how many of his shows we watch, the branch out ability he has to bring in a character that we've only seen 2 or 3 times, and now the next 3 episodes are the most important person in the show.
Well, and 2, he writes characters that you can legitimately, every show he does, you could have 3 or 4 spinoff shows for just individual characters because people love those characters so much.
Yeah, so like I said, just the ability to branch out and keep you wanting to come back and watch it just because you want to see, well, when we get back to that and we finally answer that question, where are they going to end up?
Yeah.
So I think that's his best, trade as far as sitting down and writing a show.
All right. So what are y'all's what were some favorite scenes? Do you have a favorite scene or something that you thought was very meaningful, made you laugh? What was your favorite scenes from this show?
The funniest one to me is probably Tommy and Ainsley's conversation on the cell phone. Like, just as far as laughing, this bitch was literally like, "So do I have to go to the funeral? Yeah, you should want to go anyways for your grandfather. I don't know him either. Well, you should want to go with me
How about that?
or for me, you know." And it was just shit like that. And she's like, "Is Cooper coming? He smells like hot dogs." And like, she can't even fathom or factor in how unserious and goofy her conversation is. And Tommy's like, "Sweetheart, call your mother. She doesn't have anything to do." Okay, Daddy, I love you.
Yeah, and she was with
It's
her
just,
friend. To speak on that, she was with her friend practicing, cheerleading in the backyard, and she said her coach said her Achilles was elastic or something like that,
or,
and he started
yeah,
thinking it.
she said the wrong word. Yeah,
Yeah, uh,
it's that and as far as funny, the two blowjob scenes were hilarious. As far as
Mhm.
meaningful, how about how similar Tommy's life and our mob boss lives really are after they got into it?
yep.
So both of those scenes tied together are
Mhm.
a lot bigger as one than individually.
Mhm.
But once his wife walks in and meets everybody, and Cammy says, "Well, I guess we're staying for a drink," that was. I think that may be a big swing we look back on in 4 or 5 episodes that leads us as far as a company
Mhm.
one direction or the other.
That was gonna be my
Yeah.
meaningful one, right when they
Mhm.
concluded that whole dinner, you know, golly, what's his name right here? I got it, hold up.
That
Galeno.
handshake was the most meaningful thing in the episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
Galeno
I
shook
think
his
so.
hand shook Tammy's hand, said he's an investor, and she's like, "Well, I may need you." So, yeah, I think that's the most meaningful. My favorite scene per se was probably the bartending scene with Ariana. Dude, it was great.
It
I
was good.
loved it from the word go, but also, like, I bartended, years back in back in the day, per se, and that scene, I know you spoke on the whole gas situation and how those folks didn't think that was very accurate. That is a very accurate bartending scene. It
Oh yeah,
is
Mhm.
it is very cutthroat. If you look somebody in the eyes, they're finna tell you their drink order, so just look through
Mhm.
them. I mean, it's
Yeah.
and I loved how she kept her job. He was like, "That was great. Like, you did a great job. Why don't you get in" and she said, "Alright, what do you want?" She said, "He'll take a Miller." I said,
yeah.
"Okay."
And we went right back at it. And well, I think her attitude improved very quickly too, because anytime somebody hands you $600 for no fucking reason, it'll turn that frown upside down.
It sure will. And, leading into that, when she was kinda somewhat doing her interview and, she was asking, like, "Well, do you know how to pour beer? Do you know how to make margarita, la da da?" And she was like, "Again."
I refer back to my heritage.
Yeah, I refer back to my heritage.
Yeah. So I thought I liked that scene a lot. I thought it was really good. Again, I like Ariana.
I have
Mhm.
zero problems with her, dude. I really do. Now, if Perk's
Yeah.
right, and this does turn towards where she is more like Monica, let's go ahead and get her out of here. Let's. I know. However,
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan want to draws it up, but let's get her out of here.
alright, Perk, what's your
Yeah.
favorite?
For me, I was going to pull the first meeting between Tommy and the mob boss in his office, because Tommy's not backing down from the guy, and I realize it's probably very stupid. But the guy like brings up that he should thank him for every breath he takes because he saved his life and blah blah blah, and he just kind of just like, I'm not gonna kiss your boot just because you didn't kill me. You messed up not killing me.
It That's a big deal too, because again, we don't know how they could end up best friends and in business together with Cooper, or him and Cooper could go out on their own, and we could end up in a war with this guy. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
it's open to so much.
Either side of the coin we end up on, I feel like this guy's really going to respect Tommy because of the way he has not bowed down to him.
Either that, or we setting up he's going to shoot his son in the back of the head out there at an oil rig one day and hold it over his head.
Also possible. As far as downfalls and things I didn't necessarily like, I think I've realized that 45 minutes is just not enough for this show, or however long it is, 52, whatever it is.
It's an hour, but with
Now, it's
streaming.
not enough. It's not. There's so much. Like we've seen so little of Cooper in this episode, in an episode that, in totality, was somewhat mainly about him, even though he wasn't in the episode because of the partner,
Mhm.
and he really wasn't in the episode. That was my only downfall of the episode. It left us kind of
Yeah.
hanging there a bit. But again, I did, contrary to the people in Reddit's comments, I did like the whole catastrophe that took place around the new oil well that Dale was kind of in charge of, and boy, Boss was losing it, like you said, Neil. It's
Yeah, see,
that was-
and like again, is Boss going to be a big time character in this show, or is this him phasing out? Like, there's a lot of characters right there that are on the fence that we don't really know how it's going to go. Them leaving Cooper out of this, Drew, I do agree with you, was probably my biggest letdown. This is a show again in 2 seasons from now. Cooper could kind of be the lead,
Mhm.
or then again, he may be phased out completely. We don't know,
Yeah.
but I need to see more of it because my biggest questions are what's going to happen. He's 6 for 6 right now, so it's not luck.
Mhm.
And where's he really going to keep going, even though he knows this partnership's bad now with his daddy really pissed?
the deal doesn't sound that bad.
I mean, I've never done this shit, as far as financially, the normal setup and percentages, as far as 80, 20, 70, 30, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know, but I know what Cooper said he was going to make every year. And I don't care if you are fucking my eyeballs out. If that's what I'm bringing in, keep fucking them.
Yeah, like, and he even said, Galeno even said, like, it's a very generous deal.
Yeah.
I think Tommy just doesn't like where the money comes from.
Yeah.
It counts the same.
For me, I had two negatives for the episode. One, we got no Sam Elliott this entire episode.
Also, another miss.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We did not see his face a single time.
I would imagine the
two-
news is pretty big on him because of the funeral.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. But two, I didn't like that Tommy didn't even get a call about this gas leak. Like not so much as a call.
Haley
Yeah.
said that. She was like, is somebody going to call Tommy?
Yeah, that's very true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I mean-
because like Nate knew about it,
That's normally Dale's
And-
first call, dude.
right?
Like, what happened?
Yeah,
I think
like,
Dale was spent, man. By the time he got in the house, I think Dale was like, "Fuck it." He did ask where he was, so
Yeah.
I'm sure in the morning, when we get back to present time, they're going to have a conversation. But we also
my wife has a theory that we're not out of the woods with Dale yet, and he may die in his sleep.
possible. The biggest question none of us have even brought up or discussed over that whole scene, guys. Let's keep in mind there's 4 dead bodies out there and a lot of dead animals.
That's gonna cause some issues.
Yeah, like somebody's got to come in. You just can't leave that shit out there. That's not how it works.
Mhm.
So, I've not worked in the oil fields, but I don't think you can just move dead bodies and dead animals out of the way and keep on going.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shitty start to Tommy's day when he gets back into town. I can already
Yeah.
see it coming. He's gonna have a cigarette in his mouth in the truck, talking about how shitty of a start his day's been.
Yeah, and again, I'm not telling you the OSHA handbook on violations, but I think dead bodies will get you shut down every time in any line of work. I will be willing to bet
Probably.
anybody that.
Every time.
Except for like a mortician. That's
Yeah,
good
that's-
for business.
Yeah, but they bring them there dead. That
All right. Well, y'all got anything left on this episode, or we ready to figure out what we're doing the next episode?
I guess let's figure it out.
All right. So before I do
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
this part of choosing our next episode based off of our comments, I do want to remind everyone, we kind of touched on it last week. Tomorrow, we will have our Christmas special out where we have all of our favorite Christmas movies and some honorable mentions, just kind of covering the Christmas season, let you guys know what our favorites are. And maybe through watching this, you can let us know, hey, I'm more like Drew, or hey, I'm more like Perk, hey, I'm more like Neil. You're starting to kind of see by this list what our favorite genres and type of movies are.
What
And
if they
we've been-
hate all 3 of us?
Well, let us know.
Still let us know.
Yeah, let us know we're not your cup of tea when it comes to them. But hey, maybe watch us to see not what to watch. You know. So
Or hell, we may like what you like. So just let us know the recommendation of your better Christmas movie.
exactly. All right, let's get this set up. Perk has our TikTok. Are these all TikTok, Perk, or any of these
Yes,
YouTube?
they're all TikTok.
So if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to comment a show that you want seen, you can comment on YouTube, but definitely comment on TikTok as well. And Perk, do you have the name of our TikTok by chance?
The name of the TikTok is the.pilot.episode.
All right, there you go. So comment on there. Perk puts out a video every week trying to get our comments on what movies to do or TV shows to do. So here we pick some of the top 4. TV shows are very difficult. I will tell you guys that it is very difficult to find a TV show that we have recently all watched and know well enough to go over. So when picking and commenting TV shows, try to keep it to like a short, maybe one season type TV show or a popular one, which Walking Dead is a popular one here. We also have 2 more we're going to cover at a later time. We've already got those set aside. So look for The Sopranos and Breaking Bad to come later on a future episode. Those will be covered. But
Yeah.
these are our top 4 from this week. We have The Walking Dead, which was a TV show. We have Braveheart, one of the great movies of old. Good Will Hunting, which was a recommendation from my wife. That's our favorite movie of all time. And Tombstone. So we got a really good list of heavy hitters here. And rather than going through and trying to pick our own, we're just going to hit the little spin button and we're going to let this random wheel generator tell us which one we're going to do.
All right, let's
Is
see.
there a particular one that you guys are hoping for the most?
Yes,
Which one is that?
Tombstone.
Tombstone would be my first choice on this list.
I haven't seen it in so long, so I wouldn't mind watching Tombstone. I'm perfectly fine with that. I do
Mhm.
love me some Braveheart though, and my wife would be so happy if it landed on Good Will Hunting. So we'll get there.
I will agree. The best made movie on this list probably is Good Will Hunting. But just as personal preference, Tombstone.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Good Will Hunting it is.
Oh,
Good Will Hunting, it is. My wife will be so excited. We're gonna have to get the wives off the list next time. We've covered Perk's wife, now my wife. Unless Haley's gonna throw out a recommendation, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
this
What is
will
that show?
be this.
Do what, Perk?
This will be my first time watching this movie.
Really?
First time ever?
So you get to be like me this time.
Mhm.
You get to be the one that reacts to the first time and everything, like I did for
Oh.
Tucker and Dale. So yeah, this will be a good one for you, Perk. It's one of the all time greats.
I am going to rewatch it before we do it, just so I'm freshened up. But this is one of those movies that it's a good one. It's legit. It's up there on the list.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, y'all got anything before we end this one?
I reckon I'm good, man. We're doing Goodwill Hunting. We got some Christmas shit coming out. All is well.
Yeah. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We would greatly appreciate it. And what we're gonna say, Neil?
We'll see you.
Woo-wee.